Hello guys, my name is Khan, and actually now in this video I will tell you guys that how you can upload the data in Stata. So for that I have made three hypothetical data sets. One is in the first one is in CSV comma separated file. The other one is DTA, which is the data format. So Stata usually work with .dta file format, and then we have Microsoft Excel worksheet data format. So I will show you guys one by one how you can import that data set export into Stata, and then how you can export data from the Stata into different formats. So I will start with first from .dta. So if you have a data file in .dta, so in order to import this data into Stata, you just need to double click the file and the Stata will automatically open it. But if you look at this result window, you can see that there is a command use this file path, and then we have auto.dta. So I'm just copying this command, and now so suppose if you don't want to work with this data and you want to clear it from Stata, then you just need to enter in the command window clear. And if you're not around here, currently you can see the variable names in the data, but if you press clear, the Stata will remove that data file from Stata, and you can upload a new data set. So now if I paste the command that I have copied from there, then you can enter it, and you can also write down comma clear here. If you set comma clear, so what it will do, suppose if there is already a data and you want to upload it again, then you can do it again. So you can see here. So suppose if in order to just give an example, suppose if I enter this command and I don't enter clear in the option or separately, the Stata probably will give us an error. So that's why it's better to write down clear. So now if I will show you guys that it's better that whatever you are doing in Stata, it's better to keep on putting that thing in our do file. So if you go here, you can see that it's showing us that there is a new do file editor. You enter, click it, and then a new window will appear. I will just make some because I like to comment in my do file or code file. So I will say this do file is to import or export data from Stata, and after that I will suppose this is my main command. I will copy it from here. I will put it here. So and if I also like to save this do file, so if I save it, so I can name it. So I'm naming it because I have made a folder for these video series, Stata video, and I am saving it into the data import export folder. Export. So another thing to note here is that especially in this use command, which is we are using to upload the data in Stata, there is a whole file path. So this part is the file path, that where is the data located, and then this path is the file name, which is we want to upload in Stata. So I think it's a good so in start, it's not a very essential thing, but what I'm going to tell you that it's better if I said that if I don't want like to write down the whole file path each time when I use any file, you can simply Control X. So, and then if I say CD is saying that working directory, so that it is showing it will tell the Stata that where the data is located, different data sets are located, and where you want to export your data set and which folder you want to export your data set. So inverted commas and then just paste the file path. So now if I Control S and Control all or Control Home, so Control Home will select all the previous lines till the line number 6. So if I press Control D, so you can see the Stata is still uploading the file for us. So this is one of the way you can import data .dta dataset in Stata. And other than CD, which is for working directory, there is another way to change the working directory. If you go to File, there is an option here which is Change Working Directory. It will do exactly the same thing what I did in the Do file. So you can select the folder where you want to, from where you want to import the dataset or export the dataset. So I have already done this thing, so I will cancel this option here now. And now I will tell you how you can import datasets from, suppose if the dataset is in Excel or CSV. But before going to that thing, I will tell you guys about the browse command, and I will discuss something about data labels. So one way of going into the browse window is that if you go to this bar, and you can see that we have data editor browser. So I will go to it, enter it, and it will show us all the variables. But suppose if you don't want to browse all the variable, what's about if you just want to browse these last 3 variables? So the better way to do it, that you come here, if you enter just browse, and it will show you all the variable. But as I said that I want to see only 3 last variables. So I will say browse, I will go to my variable window, and then I will select last 3 variables, and I will enter. So now Stata is just showing me 3 variables which I selected. So if you go, I have discussed this thing in my previous video, but I will tell you guys again that if you come to the foreign variable, this domestic is a kind of a data label over 0. Actually, this is the real value behind this label 0. And if I go foreign, if I click foreign, it is 1. So 0 is labeled as domestic and 1 is labeled as foreign. So I'm telling you guys because once you go to a export side, you have to be careful. So currently, so I will let you, that's why I'm telling you guys first. So I'm closing it, and now I will tell you guys how to import data from Excel. So if I go to File, Import, so as I said, I want to import data from Excel, but before doing that, it's better to clear the data which we already have in our Stata. So clear, otherwise Stata will give an error. Import Excel, and then I want to import, so I said browse. So there is already a, as I shown you guys in the start of the video, that I have 3 data sets in that folder, data import export folder. One is in Excel, one is in .dta, and one is in CSV format. So this one is the Excel format. So as you can also see, the file type is Microsoft Excel work. Set OK. And now you have to be careful that which options you have to select. So there is a option which is that import first row as variable names. So I want to import first row as variable names because in Excel the first row is having a variable name. So I will select. So once you select, you can see that Stata have now start considering it as a variable name. The second option is that do you want to import all data as strings? No, I want numeric variables as numeric, and I want string variables as strings, and so I will not select this option. And other option is here that variable case. What does variable case means? That sometimes under current data we have all the variables in lowercase, but suppose in Excel you have variable names in uppercase. Suppose make with capital M, then by default Stata will import the variable names with lowercase, but you can tell that you want to do with lower or upper, so or you want to preserve. So I want to preserve the as it is, so I don't want to change the variable case. So I will select OK. So now I have again all the data variables here, and if I say browse, you can see now I have imported the data in Stata from Excel. As you can see, it's not very difficult, it's very easy. And you can, if I sit, if I come to here and enter the button page up, you can see the last command Stata have run. So I will just Control X, and I'm going to take this command to my do file. I'm entering it clear because I want to remove the previous data set. And even if you are using, as you can see that I have used the clear at the end of this command, and I'm using it again. So using clear twice will not give any error. So I have pasted the command that will allow us to import importing data from Excel. And again, because when you are coding, this whole part don't look very good, and so it's better that I just delete it, and I don't need it here because I've already told this in this do file that my working directory is this in the line 3. So suppose if I run this, suppose if I select Control Shift Home, so I have selected all the code from line 11 to line 1, and if I press Control D is actually execution, or you can also execute the code from these options. So you can see that here you can press it here, and Stata will execute the code. But I think it's better to use Control D because it's more quick. So once I've pressed Control D, what Stata will do? Stata will go to line number 1 and will print this note that I have made for myself or for the other users. And then it comes to line 3, it will decide the working directory for us, and then it will and then it will go to line 5, and in line 5 Stata will go to this our working directory and will upload auto.dta dataset, and at line 7 we will clear that dataset from our Stata, and at line 9 it will print a note for us that I'm going to do importing data from Excel. So, and actually line 9 and line 1 are just our commands, are not commands. And at line 10 Stata will import an Excel data from Excel sheet. So Stata will go into our working directory, and then we'll look for a Excel file named as auto.xls, and then go to in that Excel workbook, it will go to sheet 1, and will upload the dataset. So suppose if I have another sheet in auto.xls, then I can give that sheet name. Suppose if the dataset is in the sheet 2, then I will write down sheet 2 here. So this is, and if I go to my output window, you can see that after execution, Stata have done printed the same command, then working directly, and so on. Another thing to look at in the review is that whenever you enter a command here, it will appear here, but all the commands which are in your do file, when you execute the do file, it will not appear in review. There's just this kind of thing will appear that you have executed the do file, or in Stata we call it do file, but you can also call it a script file, but it's more common to call it do file. So this is one of the way to import Excel data. So now I want to import data from CSV file or comma separated file. So importing data from CSV file, and I think it's also good habit to keep on saving your script. So you can just press Ctrl S, or you can just directly go to save here. And now, as I said, I want to import data from CSV file. So I will go to File. I will say that I want to import dataset, and here you can see Excel spreadsheet text data, which is delimited. So I want this one option, so I will select it, and I want to import CSV dataset. So I have to look for it first. So what's this? My folders, data videos, data import export. So this is the file that I want to import in my Stata. So I will say open, and then there are different options that use first row as variable names. So I will say always, or so I'm using my first row as variable names, and all other options are variable case related. So I'm just going to select these options, and then I will say OK. And if you guys remember that I forget to remove this previous data set from our Stata, and now that's why Stata have given up this pop-up that there is already a data in the memory and you want to upload a new data set over it. So I want to replace it. So I was saying yes. So I have this data set. So this is the way you can import dataset from a CSV file. Or another way of doing this, which is more easier. So I'm going to here. Another way of importing a CSV file into Stata is that there is a command named as insheet. So before going to insheet, it's using the insheet command. I want to see how insheet command works, so I can go help insheet, and help insheet is saying that you have to write insheet, then using file name, and my file is limited by comma. So I will say insheet using auto.csv, and we have comma separated file, and I want my variable names. The first row should be considered as variable names, so I just need to write names. So, and again I am getting an error that there is already a data set, so I have to enter clear here first, then page up to return, go back to the same command, and then InSheet. So as you can see, now I have a new InSheet dataset now. So I can Control X this command, and I can close this help window, and I will go to my my do file, and I will enter that command again. And as I said, it's better to, whenever you are uploading a new dataset, it's better to clear the previous commands